Blessed be. Welcome to Dion J. Star's channel. Please like, share, or comment down below. So today's interesting. Today is the one about our ancestors. The ones that lived and died before us. Oh, what a blessing that is. So, this is also messages from goddess Maman Brigitte, a voodoo goddess of the cemetery of ancestor roots. She is also married to Baron Simdi, the voodoo god of death. They have children, I think 5. They are lowa spirits, so they are real spirits, real people that lived and died just like our ancestors. And I also believe there is some Celtic ties to her, to Saint Bridget as well. So, like always, our ancestors are waiting for us to communicate. So here's pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. You may meditate on which pile feels right to you, which pile feels home to you. Like always, moving on to pile 1. Welcome pile 1. These are your zodiac cards. We have Sagittarius, Capricorn, and lovely Gemini. So, our ancestors. Going back to Maman Brigitte for a second real quickly. In the center of her forehead is the VV of Maman Brigitte. Some people are interested in that, in this pile, I feel like. Okay, so, our ancestors. Our ancestors want us to be emotionally aware of destruction. Okay? These are your ancestors, but all ancestors are one ancestors. And the message is to be aware of emotion, of destruction right now. Sagittarius, have confidence. Be upbeat. There is wild freedom. Evaluate where you are going. You're an entertainer. Capricorn, you may be feeling like a solitary pursuit, but you are rising spiritually. You are rising emotionally. Remember, there's primal wisdom and spiritual balance within and outer magical realms. You need to experience both the destruction, to drink deeply of the inner magic inside, to find and follow your dreams with action. Gemini. You are clever. You are independent and you have clarity. You are the inner light. You're projecting the energies. You are honor for the service of truth, for the highest good of mankind. Slaying the ego and cutting through the veil of illusions. It is time for judgment. So, from the messages of the zodiac signs, what I'm really getting is you need to be aware because things are changing. Uh, when it first starts, it's gonna be very chaotic, stressful, anxiety, depression, anger, grief. But after this process, you're gonna be in calm, smooth waters, okay? Your ancestors want you to know they're always around. These two are in the whole zodiac oracle cards are probably the most mythical creatures. So that tells me that your spirits, your ancestors are by you both day and night. I'm not trying to scare you, but they are by you and protecting you. So let's go a little bit deeper. These messages are from Maman Brigitte, okay? The voodoo goddess of the cemeteries, of our ancestors. We have clergy. We have clairsentience empathic. And we have graphic memory. So, with these cards that I created, the Oracle deck, they want you to remember your ancestors. They say you have the ability to feel them. So you may actually feel your ancestors around you because you may be spiritually inclined, pile one. If you are a shapeshifter, which is talking about having ability to go to one state to another state of existence or even mind. Hedge witch is talking about going to one realm to another realm. But they are talking about you feel them and they want you to remember that you have the ability to feel them. They want you to remember you can always reach out and ask them for help or guidance. Because they're your ancestors and they are very fortunate and very blessed, I see. If you believe in the past life, it's even talking about you may have some past lives where your old selves, your old energies of the previous lives is still lingering on this life, is actually guiding you, which is very interesting, to be honest. Your ancestors don't want you to be sad and confused because there's a lot of blue, and the blue can symbolize depression and anxiety. And then over here with the Gemini, there's a lot of reds, which talks about anger, impulsive energy. Okay, they don't want you to feel that. That is for a certain few of you, because everyone has different ancestors, like I said, but as a whole, a collective, we all have the same ancestors. So if you're interested, stay till the very end of the video, which I will po- which I will post below, and it's a bean reading. So I'll throw beans out and read it for the whole collective of our ancestors. So please like, share, comment down below. Um, Other than that, blessed be. Moving on to pile 2. Welcome, pile 2. These are your cards. So I can see that your ancestors have a lot of energy. They give you inspiration and creativity. Okay? So, we have Libra, Taurus, and Aries energies. With the Libra, I feel like your ancestors are spiritually and physically protecting you. Um, with the Taurus, there's some strong protection going on. These are more of pursuits. Like, your ancestors want you to pursue whatever you have passion for. So, pursuing whatever you have passion for is what I'm getting right now. So, let's see what the Libra says. You are graceful, sociable, beauty and unfoldment, the shield of protection, allowing you to stay balanced and centered. Taurus, friendly, reliable, and loyal, practical. Okay, so with this, I'm getting that your ancestors, like I said, they want you to follow your pursuits with your passions, and you're going to be fortunate with that. However, with the Taurus energy, they're telling me that they are friendly ancestors. They are reliable and practical. So with the practical, it tells me that you are practical. As in, your ancestors do things for you, and that's the time you say, yep, that's practical, right? You try to find a solution or answer to something that mysteriously or miracle happened without no explanation. And I feel like that may, with my throat chakra coming up, blocking right now, I feel like you may have hesitance of telling people that mysterious and weird things be happening to you when you do your passions. Because they are strong. And they want you to know they are reliable. And that's why they have strength, because they're reliable spirits. Your ancestors. So let's go on to Aries. Optimistic. Intuition of new projects and ideas. Like I said, they give you like premonitions of pictures, of songs, of ideas, of inspiration. These are, they want you to follow your intuition when you seek those things. Now, I'm going to tell you, this is a voodoo mask, and it symbolizes the ancestors, the warriors. You have warrior energy with that shield, right? These are all warrior energies. So you might be interested in the mask as well. In the center of the forehead, there's a VV of Maman Brigitte, the voodoo goddess of death, of the cemetery. She is married to Baron Simdi, which is a voodoo god of death. So these messages, excuse me, are directly from Source, the goddess of Maman Brigitte. The goddess of the death Vivi, the Loa spirits, okay? These oracle cards that I'm pulling out right now. Channeling. Oh, wow. Oh, that's actually interesting. We're not supposed to do this in religious ecstasies. Okay. I'll tell you what I'm talking about in a second, pile 2. Thank you, Mama Brigitte. So you have channeling, Hecate, and the Wheel of the Year. So, oh wow. You heard those 3 weeks from Owl or from Hawk or whatever it was? I just was going to say there's 3 circles, but there's actually 4. Okay, let's get back to it. Channeling. Mama and Bridget wants you to know that you are a channeler. You can channel with your art, with your, what is it called? Not your art to say, but your, I said it in the beginning of the video. It's your passions. You're a channeler through your passion. With the goddess Hecate card, it tells me that you're spiritually protected from the Greek goddess Hecate. Now, this is interesting because the only reason that I did this reading from Mom and Bridget is because of the ancestors and that she is a goddess of death. So, within that meaning, Goddess Hecate is a Greek goddess of death, of crossroads, right? If you've been following me, you know this. So, I am going to be uploading new videos, and more of them are going to be similar to this, of true gods and goddesses, divine messages from them. I have a whole list, about 8 to 12 of them. For example, Goddess Hecate, since you want to come out, you might be interested in that. It's going to be pick a tarot card, Goddess Hecate's message for you. There's going to be God Ra. There's going to be God Dionysus. There's going to be Shango, the Voodoo god. There's going to be Shiva, the Indian god, right? There's going to be a whole bunch. Okay, so subscribe if you're interested in that. With Hecate, it tells me your ancestors are always near. And if you don't believe me, they actually say go to a crossroads or a place of 3 and call for your ancestors. And they will manifest or show signs that they are there for you. With the Wheel of the Year, it's telling me timing. This is a card of timing. So in time, maybe you're going to be a channeler, or in time, you're going to see that your ancestors are actually with you. Through your inspiration, through your art, through your passions, which is very cool, okay? Some reason they're talking about children. So it says that if you want to have a child, go for it. Because your child's going to be spiritually enhanced and spiritually blessed. That's just a message that Mom and Bridget wanted to put out there. Because remember, Hecate card's here, but this is not a Hecate reading. This is a Mom and Bridget reading with her Vivi up there. So thank you for viewing this. Please like, share, comment down below. The next one that I'll be channeling is God Shango, a voodoo god of thunder and lightning. Okay? He's kind of like the aberration of God Thor in Norse mythology. Please like, share, comment down below. I like reading your guys' comment. And bless be. Moving on to pile 3. Blessings pile 3. So these are your cards. We have Leo, Virgo, and Scorpio, your ancestors. So with the Leo, I'm seeing that your ancestors want me to tell you that sharing is caring, and you need to get off of your lazy A. Sorry, I can't cuss because I shouldn't cuss when I'm doing these things, but your lazy butt, and to actually start moving things, because the lion is the king of the jungle and he's being very lazy, or she's being very lazy. You need to get up and start moving. Sharing is caring. With the Virgo, is interesting. Your ancestor is saying sharing is caring. You may have to also be balanced with the moon and the sun energies, your masculine, your feminine energies. So as much as you be sharing, you should also be receiving just as equal. Remember that. With the Scorpio, it's interesting. It's telling me that sharing is caring with money. Now, this doesn't all have to resonate with pile 3, every single one of you. But money is a reference in this reading of some type of grain, right? Also, it's telling me that your ancestors are water bound by Luna bound. So they are water spirits, your ancestors. Now this kind of makes me feel like a Viking Celtic energy, some reason. How they would float their deceased on the water and burn it, right? That's what I'm picking up right now. So let's see what Leo has to say. Your ancestors. Your ancestors are ambitious. They give you creativity. They want you to feel independence and luxury. Brave is the king of the jungle. Explore your passion. You may be psychic, so you may feel your ancestors, feel them here and there. Virgo's message is telling me they are helpful and organized, blessed. They give you messages from God. So this tells me your ancestors, when they are by pile 3, there is synchronicities. You get synchronicities, which are unexplainable things by nature, or things that are very mysterious. Synchronicities. You might have to look it up if you want a better definition. With the Scorpio, it's telling me you are so dramatic, but you are dramatic, but your ancestors are resourceful. Explore the unknown parts of yourself, forgotten yet potent. So they want you to know your ancestors are part of you, were part of you, and still are part of you. You may deny this idea or this ethology that I'm putting out there, pile 3. But the truth is, they live through you. This is from Maman Brigitte reading, which is a goddess of death and cemetery. Okay. That is a voodoo mask of a warrior ancestor. And on the third eye chakra in the middle of the forehead is a Vivi of Maman Brigitte, who is a goddess of death and cemeteries, the Grell, shall you say, the ancestors. But these are direct messages from your ancestors. The oracle deck that I created, these 3 cards are direct messages from source of Mama and Bridget, the goddess, the voodoo goddess of the cemetery. So let's see what she has to say to you about your ancestors. Mm. We got logical pope. We got hermit. And we got spiritual judgment. Which is good to see with the Maman Brigitte because she is spiritual judgment in the tradition of Voodoo. So these are direct messages from source of Maman Brigitte that she wants you to know about your ancestors. Starting with the logical pope. She says that you're intelligent, you're organized, you're book smart. Your ancestors love and adore that about you. But you may be a hermit, or a hare, or a turtle. You may be too fast, you may be too slow. Coming out of your comfort zone, to say. The hermit is talking about you going within to look without. Earth, air, fire, and water. Now, with the spiritual judgment, it's interesting because Maman Brigitte is a goddess of cemetery. It says that, well, in mythology, it says, not this card, in mythology, her story, it says that she haunts the cemeteries that are not properly crossed with an X or with her VV, right? She haunts them because they are tormented by evil spirits. And they say, why shall the dead be tormented by evil spirits? So she haunts the people that do not give the people the basic funeral rites. You understand what I'm trying to get at? So with the spiritual judgment, it's talking about you're on a spiritual mission journey. Your ancestors are 1 step, 2 step, 3 step behind you, but they are always there for you. They're always there at the crossroads for you. Okay? You get a lot of synchronicities, like I said. The winged ones. Okay. Yeah. And that's it. So, I hope you like this pile 3. Please like, share, comment down below. I will be doing more channeling from divine sources of other countries and other religious ecstasies. Only the gods and goddesses that I have invoked in the past and present, maybe in the future. But I want to do the ones that I truly know deeply. And I asked if it was okay, and they said yes, all the ones that I'm gonna do. So, I'm moving on to the last, a collective bean throwing, which is for all piles, pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. The whole collective of our ancestors. So I'm gonna throw some beads, some red beans, white beans, and coffee beans. And these is gonna tell me a message from spirit of our ancestors that connect every single living being, okay? So let's get to that. Blessed be pile 3. Blessings. So these are the beans that I picked from the bag. I just grabbed it. So I'm gonna throw them and see what happens, eh? Okay. This might take a minute. I am not a master reader of this old tradition way, but I have done it many times before. I want to make sure you guys see them. We're in the forever lost on the floors. If you've been following me, you know what that means. So I see pile 1, 2, and 3 of the whole collective of our ancestors. The red symbolizes desires and spirits. The white bean symbolizes the body, the vessel, and the grind symbolizes the ego, the negative things. So the spirit and the desires is a collective of moving process that is held together by a certain few. The body is collected by everyone but one. And the ego is collected by everyone but one. So this tells me that we need to pay attention to the human ego and to better analyze and understand the ego and to come together as one and to change it for the greater good of mankind. Because we shouldn't be living for ourselves today. We shall be living for the younger generation of tomorrow. Remember that. Blessed be, and I hope you enjoyed. I know the great ancestors did. Thank you, Maman Brigitte, and blessed be.